right? One, the person what you are today, and the other person sitting here who you could be. The who could be who. That may be the person you wants to become. That is the person who people admire him for his commitments. That is the person who stands on your words. That is the person who pulls the people up. That is the person who contributes to the society and families. That is the person who builds the great organization. Whomsoever may be, you wanted to become such kind of a person that is there inside you. You have to visualize that person and you try to become what you could be. Right? That is why you need to change your habits to become what you could be. So you have to do all those good habits what those kind of people have, and you have to follow these habits. Until and unless you don't follow those habits, it is not going to happen at all. The habits are a small blocks what we exercise every day. It falls into the category of small things only. Little things what you do every day, these are the habits. You have to change those habits to to become a person like what you wanted to be. Right? So once you, these are all the things, but habits you cannot change that easily. Why? The habits are the resultant of small things what we did over the period of time and which become inherent in our lifestyle. So once it is resultant of many small things over the period of time, obviously it takes some time to change your habits. It will not happen overnight. It will not happen tomorrow. It will not happen day after tomorrow. It takes some time. So if it takes some time, what is the best way to change your habits? The first thing is that suppose it is very easy to get into the bad habits, ladies and gentlemen. In the era of communication, internet, information, entertainment, it's easy to fall into the bad habits of eating, hanging up to the TV, hanging into the social network, and smoking, alcoholism, whatever you name. It's very easy to get into the bad habits. To change those bad habits, you cannot change easily. You can replace. How could you replace these bad habits? Means, if you want to change yourself from one habit to another habit, try to have a good habit parallel to the bad habit. You know that you have a bad habit. You try to have a good habit and bring that good habit and try to replace this one over the period of time. If you try to replace today, it will not work. It will not definitely work. If I ask you not to go to movie on Saturday evening, it will not work. Then you have to say, you have to go to movie in Saturday evening after doing this one. Put yourself into such kind of situation. If I finish this one today, after 5 p.m. in the Saturday, then only I go to movie. Slowly, gradually increase that one, so that one day will come, you will not go to movie and you will do whatever you wanted to do. So replacing the bad habits is a process. It takes some time. It will be a process, and maybe 1 year, 2 years, 6 months, 1 day, 2 days. That depends on the kind of habit and kind of person you are. So next thing is that the habit, how this habit stimulates us. There are 3 R's. One is recognize. When something is in front of you, it stimulates you to act. It stimulates you to act. Suppose you have a mobile phone, somebody is calling you, it rings. That means the ring is telling you to act upon. That is called recognize that one. The second thing is that, and recognize and remember that thing. Okay, I have to pick up the phone and I have to respond. When you respond in the conversation, there will be 2 possibilities. One possibility is that with that conversation, you will have a good feeling or bad feeling, good result or bad result. If it is a good result, the result will be fruitful, and you try to adapt that one whenever those kind of phones comes, whenever that person calls you back. This is a typical example of habit. But in order to change the habits, not only replacing your bad habits by good habits, in order to replace, you will have to transform yourself from inside. Transform yourself from your consciousness. So you have to practice a transformation inside. I have to do these things this way only. And you have to decide what kind of transformation you want. You have to transform from inside deliberately. Once you transform from inside deliberately, you act accordingly when those kind of situations come. When those situations come, you act accordingly, people look at you, and the result will be always mutually winning result. So in order to change your habits, ladies and gentlemen, you have to transform from inside. So try to have a good habits by replacing bad habits gradually and slowly. Thus, this is about this one. Apart from that, the most important thing is the attitude. Attitude is everything, ladies and gentlemen. What we do, what we think, how we behave, everything is attitude. The attitude defines you. The attitude is the thing which can take you or break you. What is the unique difference between the leaders and others? Leaders have unique qualities. Leaders will have a unique thinking. They will look the things in a different perspective, and they think differently from the followers. Initially they used to be followers, later on once they become leaders, they think differently. Lion is a source of lot of encouragement for you. Lion. What is that? Lion is the king of jungle. It is a source of encouragement for all of us. Lion is king of jungle because lion is not as taller than giraffe. Is it? No. It is not heavier than rhino. It is not as big as elephant. It is not as intelligent as all those small animals in the jungle. Still, the small cat lion is the king of the jungle. Why? Because of attitude and the way it thinks. Right? So, the lion is the king of the jungle. We are supposed to rule the universe, and we are taking the source. Why can't we take a source of inspiration from the lion? Lion never thinks about its limitations. Once lion decided to do something, it always executes it. Lion has got such type of attitude. So when the lion comes having to do some work, and it will do as per what it is thinking inside. When a lion looks at the elephant, the first word comes into the lion's mind is, it is my lunch. Lion always thinks that it is my lunch. Although the lion is not heavier than elephant, maybe elephant is 20 times heavier than lion, still the lion thinks that this is my lunch. Once that decides it is my lunch, it will have that lunch. That is the kind of attitude lion will have, because it never thinks of its limitations. It never thinks of its intelligence. It never thinks of its smartness. It thinks of only thing that what I should do, I will do that. Right? The other hand, the elephant, when the elephant looks at the lion, what the elephant thinks about? The elephant thinks about the lion is a eater. Though the elephant is stronger, elephant is bigger, one leg is good enough to kick away this lion, but still the elephant thinks that the lion is the eater. The elephant always have its own limitations. It thinks about its limitations, never feel aware of its potential. That is the difference between the lion and elephant. The way you thinks, the way you believe yourself. Lion believes that I can eat this elephant, whereas elephant thinks that you will eat me. That is the belief system. Ladies and gentlemen, attitude means belief system. Attitude is the resultant of your belief system. So everybody has got a set of attitudes, but we all have some attitudinal diseases. These diseases are much dangerous than the physical diseases. Physical diseases can be addressed by getting into doctor and having a medicine, whereas attitudinal diseases are much more dangerous. which you cannot see, and it can easily finish you. You have to address these attitudinal diseases. Some of the attitudinal diseases I will tell you. The first one is lack of gratitude. Lack of gratitude. The second thing is lack of self-awareness. The third one is procrastination. Procrastination. And the next one is indifferences or negativity. And the next one is indecisiveness. And next one is doubt. Doubting everything. And the next one is worry. And over caution. And next one is not the least one, pessimism. These are some of the attitudinal diseases we have, ladies and gentlemen. We have to address these attitudinal diseases in order to focus on yourself, in order to reach to your destination. The first one is lack of gratitude. Ladies and gentlemen, we are here today, what we are, because of many people unconditionally somewhere in the life helped us, moved us up, unconditionally, voluntarily helped us and supported us. And we are here, what we are today. Is it not our responsibility to say gratitude to them, express our gratitude to them? Our parents have done lot many things for us. They have sacrificed many things to make you a good human being, make you a perfect person. They compromise many things. They volunteer for having pain to make you happy. Isn't it? The parents have done many things, wonderful things to us. Is it our responsibility? Is it not our responsibility to express our gratitude to our parents? Yes. And the second thing is that once you come out of the home, you go to college, schools and universities. There are teachers. They might have hold your hand and taught you how to write. There are teachers who make you a perfect person. There are teachers who help you to move in a right direction. And it is our responsibility to express our gratitude to our teachers. Once you come out of your colleges and schools, you have got an organization, maybe institution, you will have a boss, you will have a subordinate and superiors also and colleagues. Ladies and gentlemen, when you come out of the college, you will be very, very new to this organization. You may not be knowing what is going inside the organization. You have to establish yourself alone, struggling, knowing the facts that you don't know anything. Those are the times many of your bosses might have helped you to make you learn and prove yourself. Many of your subordinates volunteered their services to you to support you. Maybe there are many colleagues might have helped you. Ladies and gentlemen, in a professional organizations, what we think is that we look at small disappointments and small incidents, what happens with our subordinates, colleagues and bosses, and we think these people are like that. Remember what kind of things they have done initially to you, and later on what kind of things your team has done for you. Don't look at small things and make the impressions about your bosses and subordinates and colleagues. Is it not our responsibility to express our gratitude to our colleagues, our bosses, our subordinates, our team members? And once you come out of your office, maybe the organization, the single person, the only person who makes you happy, who take care of your family, who take care of your children, who take care of you and your entire family, the single person is your spouse, wife. She always sacrifices many things to make your family and make you happy. When you come to home in the evening with stressed and depressed, she will make you happy. She will make you ready to face the challenges next day to become stressed and depressed. Right? She is the person, only person who stands by in all the situations, all the conditions, whatever you are facing, your disappointments, your failures, your discouragements, whatever you are. She is the only person standing with you. ladies and gentlemen, unfortunately, most of us take our spouses as a take it granted. We always say that this is a duty of herself. She has to do all those things because I am the boss who is earning the money. Ladies and gentlemen, earning money in the life is not a great thing, not a big thing. If you don't have measures and means to spend that money, enjoy that money, then what will you do with that money? Earning money is a small part of your life, but your family is much more important than you. Think about your family, your spouse, the kind of sacrifice they are doing for you. Every day you take some garbage from office and try to spill over in your kitchen and in bedrooms. And she always try to wipe off all those things. Don't take your spouses. Take it granted, ladies and gentlemen. Is it not our responsibility to express our gratitude to our spouses, our wives? It is. Apart from this, ladies and gentlemen, the spiritual gurus, the people who are making this world moving in right direction with spirituality. There are many, many gurus. You can name, there are so many gurus. Especially when you are crossing 30 and in between 30 to 50, that is the time where you require this spirituality. Most of the time, we don't believe that we need a spirituality if you are 25 or 30, because that is the stage where either you are in college or schools or just started your career. The spirituality required after 30, because when you face challenges, difficulties, feel frustrated, you try to find out a direction. These are the spiritual gurus who gives the direction. Who makes you feel happy. He makes you aware of what is life, what is the meaning of the life. And they will tell you what is the importance of money, what is the importance of family, and what is the importance of inner consciousness. And is it not our responsibility to express our gratitude to our spiritual gurus? Yes. And at the same time, the universe has given a lot of things to us. Plenty of opportunities, plenty of things which are available to perform, and we never realize that thing and we keep on moving in our own way. Is it not our responsibility to thank our universe and the Almighty God? So, ladies and gentlemen, the gratitude is the most important word, and we should practice this one. When you transform from yourself inside to express your gratitude, and you will be an altogether different personality. Not because you transformed, because the people respond to you properly to you, because of your gratitude. Gratitude is the single word that makes you different personality on the planet Earth. Try to practice the gratitude. When you feel gratitude, somebody has done for you many things, say thanks to him. Say thanks to them. In the current contemporary world, when you say thanks, most of the people, they don't mean it. How many people say thanks and do not mean it? But we are not raising hands. Many people, they say thanks and they're looking at somewhere else. So they say thanks without meaning it. Ladies and gentlemen, when you recognize somebody has done something to you, say thanks. And in order to say thanks from your bottom of your heart and by meaning it, you should remember those things what they have done to you. Those things when you are in desperate condition, when you needed those things, that kind of help is required. Those people might have helped you. Remember those things. When you are meeting them, when you are facing them, remember what they have done for you. When you remember those things, you will express your gratitude by saying thanks from the bottom of your heart. Isn't it? Remember those things. Don't try to forget those things, however small things may be. Once you remember these things, ladies and gentlemen, we have got many things from many people, many things from different kind of situations. Is it not our responsibility to reciprocate to those kind of situations now? You got something. There are many people who are seeking help from the people. You got some help and support from some people in the past. Try to reciprocate to help the people who have helped you, or else people who are waiting for your help, and try to help them. Try to help the people. and that is called the reciprocation. You have got something, try to share that with somebody. Try to behave like that. So what happens sometimes in our professional organizations, we think that okay, somebody helped me, I became XYZ, why should I help others? That's where the teams break. The team building is always based on your gratitude. How many times we expressed our gratitude to our subordinates? Not required to express our gratitude to subordinates, isn't it? We take subordinates as take it granted. How many seniors has gone to a subordinate and said thank you? Can you raise a hand? Who has done like that? Many people do not. Suppose somebody has done something for you, you should go there and thank him. But we think that it is his responsibility, why should we thank him? At the same time, and many subordinates may not thank their bosses also. So nobody is bad in the world. Somebody will do something to you, some goodness to you. So say and meet them and say thank you. I have encountered one situation in my professional life, in my previous organization. In a meeting, I have a message that I need to fly to some other place to get the visa. So I told my boss I had to fly back to that place to get the visa. And then he was very angry, and he has talked something which is very, very embarrassing to me, and I didn't accept that one. I went back to my room and I thought that I had done a lot of things to this guy, and this guy embarrassed me today like this. I was a bit upset, but I didn't say anything to him. So what has happened after a few days, he agreed to send me to get the visa. I went there and got visa and came back. And he came to my office room and he said, my boss, I am very sorry. That day, I shouldn't have behaved like that. He realized and said sorry to me. So what I did is that when that kind of situation I faced, I have not reacted because I remembered what he has done to me. In present day context, people react immediately. Reacts and spoil the relationships. So what I did is that I remembered what he has done to me, many things he has done to me. I kept quiet and I followed. What was the result? Unimaginary, he has come to me and said sorry. What else I needed? Because this is all because of my gratitude. I remembered what he has done to me, and the result is relationship. We had a very good relationship since that time, and even today he is 78, we still talk to each other. Staying in USA, he calls me every year and asks me about me. How are you? What else you want? Ladies and gentlemen, this is the resultant of your gratitude to your people. Once you have this kind of a gratitude, ladies and gentlemen, you will be more transformed from inside, and things will happen to you by way of relationship. The relationship is the main thing in the world. Your position, whether you are boss or subordinate, will help you up to certain extent only. Your relationship and gratitude will take you to the destination wherever you wanted to go along with your team. The gratitude is most important thing, ladies and gentlemen. Try to practice the gratitude and avoid the lack of gratitude in your life. The second important thing is the self-realization, lack of self-realization. God has given a lot of gifts to us. Those gifts will be talent, potential, capability. Everybody sitting here has got a unique talents. Maybe a person who is sitting next to you may not be as talented as in that particular aspect. You have got a uniqueness in particular talent. You have to perform that talent, use that talent to get into your destination. So many people never recognize their talent, never recognize what they can do, and they think that this is my life. I have got the job, I will do it and I will perform, and that's it. They never realize what they have got inside. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the most worst thing to happen to anybody, that something great has got inside you, but you never realize that you have that one. In order to make you realize, you need to have somebody who has to come and tell, look, you have got this kind of talent, you have to do it. Like Hanuman, right? So when you are in a frame, you cannot see yourself, right? The person standing in front of the frame only can see you and tell you what you are, what you have. They can tell you what are the kind of things you are missing, what are the deficiency of you, and find out somebody who can help you like that. Try to be known what you are. Try to have self-realization, the kind of potential what you have. Ladies and gentlemen, you need to have a good association, good people, and good practices to know about yourself. That's why, in order to exercise this one, try to have a good friends in and around you who can make you to travel your journey with a good passion and exercising all your potential and talent. The next one is the procrastination. Procrastination means postponing the things. Every now and then we postpone the things. Procrastination means you are delaying your success, nothing else. You are delaying the journey of success. Postponement is one of the worst thing unconsciously we develop within ourselves. Procrastination. Why should I do now? I will do tomorrow. Why should I go there? I will go day after tomorrow. Why should I exercise the thing today? I will do tomorrow. So there are many kind of things we generally procrastinate unconsciously. Those small delays makes your success either altered or it will be vanished. This will derail your success. Don't procrastinate the things. Don't postpone the things. Try to do whatever you wanted to do then and there, that moment only. If you are not doing that and that particular moment, the resultant of that will not be the same if you do it and later. For everything there is a moment defined. You have to do those things on that defined moment only if you want to have those things what you are expecting out of that one. You cannot go to cast your vote after voting date is over. That means you are not exercising that one. Similarly, if you wanted to do one thing, if you are not doing that one within your progress of life, something is gone out. So don't procrastinate the things. And next one is, ladies and gentlemen, the most important disease we should take care of. That one is negativity. Negativity means always having a opposite face of the fact, always putting against the facts. Some people unconsciously develop this kind of attitude and they put forward their arguments, they'll feel proud about themselves. Always putting other side of the facts, their arguments. But ladies and gentlemen, negativity is a not bad thing at all. Sometimes you have to think also, but negativity you should handle it properly. You cannot avoid it. In present world, the negativity you cannot avoid. There is always a negativity available, but you learn to handle this negativity effectively.